Hello Steelers and welcome to another bench report, another hobby update. Another week goes by. This one is a week after Partisan. Partisan was last Sunday. I'll talk a little bit more about that later on, but I've already put out a show report which you can check out on the rest of the channel. It's one of the more recent videos that I put out. I think it went out on Monday, so go and check that out. It shows you, I think, about 99% of the tables that were there and the games, but I'll talk about it a little bit more, my experiences at Partisan this year. However, first of all, what have I painted this week? I've been quite a busy boy this week, and I managed to get another battalion of the Scots Infantry for the Warlord Epic done. So this is 2 out of the 3 of the box. You get 3 sprues in a box. So enough for the 3 battalions that I actually fought during the Waterloo campaign. This one is the 79th Cameron Highlanders. These were lovely to paint, really enjoyed them. As I say, at the moment I'm really enjoying painting the epic stuff anyway, but I've kind of taken a little bit of a break for this week. But I also finished off the rest of the sprue of these guys as well, so that includes the commander and also the 5.5 inch howitzer as well, and the 95th rifles, a couple of bases of those skirmishing, so they're going to be really useful as well. Like I say, I now have 1 more sprue of those left to do from the box, so they'll get done at some point. Just at the moment I'm kind of thinking about what I'm going to do with the rest of the British. I think I've got 4 battalions left to do. I want to do another Dutch one, and I'll probably do maybe a couple of King's German Legion as well in there, just to spice things up a little bit. So I'm just kind of thinking about those. As I said, I've now kind of taken a little bit of break from the epic stuff, just because I've been painting a lot of it, and I've gone back to Vietnam as well, and I also managed to paint another NVA platoon. Now this is actually the 3rd one. These are the Peter Pig figures that Dean gave me for my 50th, and Dean, if you are watching today, happy birthday. It's Dean's birthday today, so happy birthday to Dean, or at least it is when this video will be out on Sunday. So I just painted these. I just got these finished up this week. Again, that brings me a full company now of the NVA, and so what I've done is this coming week I'm going to be going back to the Americans, and I want to do at least another platoon of those guys. I need 1 more of those, and I also then really need 1 more of the VC as well, and I can kind of probably start playing Charlie Don't Surf. As I say, what I'm trying to do with those different forces is I'll do a project update as well on those at some point. I do have the project update for the epic stuff coming as well at some point. That's a video I've already made. I'll do one for the Vietnamese stuff when I've actually finished it, and you can see exactly what I painted, so I'll put it all together into basically a little video there. But yes, I want to try to really punch on through the Vietnam stuff because they're pretty easy to paint. I've also been working on a painting video as well for the 3 main forces for Vietnam, so that has been completed. It's been uploaded. I'm just waiting to release it, so that'll be out in a few weeks, I would have thought, probably around the same time that I put out the Chain of Command Vietnam game. So that's coming. That's all coming. In the post, I've not had a huge amount of stuff. I got this book, The Hong Kong Volunteers in Battle. It's a 1950s account from one of the men who was there, who was fighting in the Hong Kong Volunteers. Basically a bunch of bank clerks and white collar workers who had, I think for the most part, actually been First World War veterans. They helped in the defence of Hong Kong in 1941. They surrendered 25th of December 1941, and basically it's a very heroic story, and I'm writing an article for the Lard Mag this year, and it's going to be a scenario based on the Hong Kong Volunteers and their fighting. What is interesting is I actually got this off eBay. Now, I mentioned that these guys surrendered in December of 1941. My 1941st feedback was for this book. It was for the seller had given me positive feedback. It's all positive feedback I get on eBay, but it was their 1941st feedback that I got. So really nice little coincidence with the book and the feedback there. The other thing I got as well was some trays from Warbases. I was supposed to pick these up at Partisan, but I completely and utterly forgot when I was there because I was just so busy filming. But I got in touch with the guys at Warbases afterwards, and they actually gave me a code to use, so I didn't have to pay postage. So thanks massively to Martin and Glenn and Diana over at Warbases. Really appreciate that. And these are going to be really useful just for actually for storing figures in future, because I need to start storing my epic stuff as well. These are the 43mm high ones, so they work perfectly for the epic stuff, and you can get about 6 battalions in each of these half bases. So I'll go and check those out from Warbases. I also played as well this week a game of GDA 2 with Gary down at the club. He was testing out his scenario for CrackCon, which is this Saturday. So as this comes out on a Sunday, yesterday. Unfortunately, I was going to be there for a putting on Chain of Command game in Singapore, but unfortunately work intervened and I'm going to a conference instead on Saturday, so I kind of had to drop out. Not to the last minute, but I'd let the guys know a couple of months ago. So unfortunately I can't be there, which is a shame because it is always a good day, but I'll look forward to seeing the photos and things and various reports and stuff that come out. But I played GDA 2 with Gary last night, as I record this on Friday. His scenario basically based on the attack at Wavre by the French against the Prussians. I was playing the French. I had 4 brigades in total. Young Guard, I kept them off the table as support, but I managed to smash through on my left flank, and I got across the bridge, but I cleared out the built-up area, and I was all pretty much smashed up his brigade on that flank. And then my next turn was going to be basically turning right and coming down and rolling up his flank through his artillery, because his gun line was open at that point. I didn't get over the bridge on the right-hand flank. We worked it out. I think I ended up with about 6 points to his 0 points, so I gave him a good battering. But it was a great game. It was really, really good. All the figures are 28mm from Gary's collection, including all his terrain and stuff as well, so I can't take any credit for that, but it was a really good game, and it just proves, within 2 or 3 turns we'd really got the process of the game down. We didn't finish the game completely because we started quite late, but we only had 2 hours really. In that 2 hours we actually had a decisive end to the game. The rest of it was kind of just, it was over bar shouting really at that point. So it was, we played it to pretty much a conclusion. Another hour would have definitely, I think, maybe 2 or 3 more turns would have definitely seen a French complete victory. But yeah, it was really good. GDA is such a great game, really, really good system. I really like the command friction that's in there, the idea of handing out orders and deciding where your orders are going to go and where does your main thrust go as well. Really good. I mean, similar in the same way that I like O Group, obviously by Dave Brown anyway, and I just really, really enjoyed it. So Dave, if you're watching, fantastic, thumbs up for a great set of rules. And what I'm wanting to do is I'm wanting to play it using my epic stuff at some point, possibly during November. I will break out a game of it. I'll probably do, I think I've probably got enough now just to do a smallish game, so that's probably what I'm going to try. Anyway, that was great. Partisan, as always, Partisan is fantastic. Saw a lot of people there, really, really good tables as always, and lots of really good participation games as well, and a lot of good participation game tables as well, some really good ones, and really busy. I was looking at the data, and I think they had about 2,000 to 3,000 people through the door, which is really good. It just shows a really good, healthy hobby. I met up with the guys from Bodkins. They got in touch with me very nicely. Thanks for that, and they also gave me some of Claymore Castings 28mm medieval miniatures as well. So I'm going to do a very quick video on these. Only give me a couple of things. They're not really my period, not really my scale, but they are really, really nice figures. So we've got here just a couple of archers, different sets of archers there in 28mm, and they're lovely. They are really nice. So go and check those out, claymorecastings.co.uk. So yeah, Partisan was fantastic. It's always a pleasure to go, and now I've moved slightly further south, so it is even closer to me as well to get there than it used to be, so that's always a bonus as well. So I'll leave it at that. Not much more to tell you. Just check out the if you're buying anything from Warlord, obviously check out my affiliate link. It is down in the link down below. Also, if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. Costs you nothing, and you will get these videos in your feed on YouTube. And I will see you in the next Storm of Steel video.